Welcome back to Superbly Said Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases. We're about to dive deep into some really useful expressions today.
Yeah, and this deep dive, it's actually drawn straight from a SpeakDuo lesson, so very practical stuff for English learners.
That's right. And speaking of practical, if you're looking to, really boost your English speaking, definitely check out SpeakDuo.com. It's fantastic. You can meet people from all over, practice on video calls, and just get more confident. Seriously, give it a look.
Good stuff.
So today we're focusing on a selection of advanced English expressions. We want to really illuminate what they mean, the subtle nuances native speakers use.
Exactly, how they actually work in conversation.
Right. Whether it's at work or just, talking about your experiences, let's unpack them.
Absolutely. We're aiming for that deeper understanding beyond just the dictionary definition. It's key for sounding natural. And, as we go, you'll hear terms like phrasal verb, idiom, collocation. Just quickly, a phrasal verb like loosen up combines a verb and a particle, creating a new meaning.
Okay.
An idiom, maybe like off the cuff, has a meaning you can't guess from the words themselves.
Got it. Fixed expression.
Yeah. And a collocation, like make a lasting impression, is just words that naturally go together often. Knowing these helps you spot and learn new phrases.
That's a really useful framework. Okay, let's kick things off with one you hear all the time. To loosen up. So common, right? Socially, even at work.
Oh, definitely. To loosen up. It's a phrasal verb, and it means basically to become more relaxed, less tense, especially, in social settings.
Relax, okay.
But the real key here, the nuance, isn't just being relaxed. It's about the transition.
The process.
Exactly. It implies you're moving from being maybe nervous or stiff to being more comfortable. It's that shedding of tension.
So not I am relaxed, but more like I became relaxed. I get that feeling, that initial awkwardness sometimes. Like, he loosened up after a few minutes of casual conversation at the team gathering, finally joining in on the jokes. You can almost see it happening.
That's a perfect example. It captures that shift. And thinking personally, maybe like in an IELTS context, if someone asked, when you're feeling nervous at work, what helps you loosen up?
Yeah.
A good answer might be, honestly, a light joke or just someone smiling at me really helps me loosen up and feel more at ease. See? It shows that active change.
Yeah, that makes total sense. It connects right back to feeling at ease. Okay, so from loosening up, sometimes you have to speak without any preparation, which brings us neatly to our next one, off the cuff. Sounds very spontaneous.
It is off the cuff. It's an idiom, meaning without preparation, totally spontaneous.
Right, zero planning.
Exactly. And the nuance here is that it really emphasizes something truly unrehearsed. Spur of the moment. It implies immediate thought, not something you quickly planned in your head.
Okay.
It highlights that natural, unscripted feel. It's not just quick, it's like straight from the brain, unfiltered.
So, real thinking on your feet. That can be impressive, can it? Like, during the impromptu Q&A, she delivered an incredibly insightful off-the-cuff response that impressed everyone.
Yes.
With her quick thinking.
Yeah.
Shows real confidence.
It really does. Often shows deep knowledge, too. And if you think about a high-pressure moment, like in a meeting, maybe the question is, have you ever had to speak off the cuff?
Right.
A strong answer, yes. During a critical pitch, my slides suddenly froze.
Oh, no.
So I spoke entirely off the cuff and actually did better than expected because I was forced to be completely natural.
Wow. Turning a disaster into a win because it felt more authentic. Great example. Okay, so spontaneity is one thing. But sometimes the challenge is the opposite, deciding not to say something. That takes us to hold back.
Yes, to hold back. Another really useful phrasal verb. It means to hesitate or not express yourself fully.
Hesitate, okay.
But the critical nuance is that it usually implies a conscious decision. You're actively restraining yourself.
Right, it's a choice.
Exactly. Often because of caution, maybe fear of judgment, or you want to keep something private. You have something to say, but you choose not to say it. It's like deliberate self-censorship.
That's a really important distinction. Not just being quiet, but actively stopping yourself. You see that in meetings, right? She held back her opinion during the strategic planning session because she feared judgment.
Classic example.
From some of the more vocal team members,
Yeah.
you can almost feel that internal debate.
You really can. And while sometimes holding back can be strategic,
Like waiting for the right moment.
exactly, or getting more info first. But often it does come from that place of caution or fear. Thinking personally again, maybe responding to, do you tend to hold back in meetings or speak freely?
Yeah.
A relatable answer is, I used to hold back a lot, always waiting for the perfect moment, but now I try to contribute even if my ideas aren't perfect, aiming to be more proactive. Shows growth.
I think many people can relate to that journey. Okay, moving on. Anyone who gives presentations or writes reports needs this next one. Tie it all together. Essential phrase.
Absolutely essential. Tie it all together. It's an idiom, meaning to connect different points into a clear conclusion or a coherent whole.
Making it all make sense at the end.
Exactly. But it's more than just summarizing. The nuance is about synthesis. You're creating a unified picture from different pieces.
Pulling the threads together.
Precisely. Providing that sense of completeness, making sure everything clicks for the audience. It's about creating that final, coherent understanding.
Right, the aha moment, not just a list of points like this. At the end of his powerful presentation, the speaker expertly tied it all together with a memorable message.
Yes.
That left a lasting impact on the audience.
That's what you want, right? That satisfying click.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And thinking about how you actually do that, if asked, how do you usually tie things all together when giving a presentation?
Good question. A strong approach is, I always make sure to return to the main idea at the end and repeat it, maybe using a powerful metaphor or a short, relevant story to make it stick. It's about making the core message memorable.
That's great practical advice. Using a story or metaphor really helps. Okay, speaking of impact, our next phrase is all about that. To make a lasting impression.
A really important one. To make a lasting impression. This is a collocation, meaning simply to be remembered for a long time.
Lasting. Key word there.
It is, because the nuance goes beyond just immediate approval, like someone thinking, oh, that was nice in the moment.
Right, it's deeper than that.
Exactly. It signifies an enduring impact, something memorable that stays with people well after the interaction is over. It implies a stronger, more profound effect than just making a good impression temporarily.
So it sticks with them. What makes an impression truly lasting, do you think, beyond just being good at something?
Well, I think authenticity plays a huge role. Genuine connection, how you make someone feel.
Yeah, the feeling.
For example, in a professional context. In a competitive job market, a strong opening statement in your interview can truly make a lasting impression on the hiring committee. It sets you apart.
Definitely.
And personally, if asked, who's someone who made a lasting impression on you? A really touching answer could be, one of my high school teachers did. She always believed in her students and made us feel genuinely seen,
Oh, that's
which I
inspiring.
still cherish to this day. That shows real long-term lasting impact.
Beautiful example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up, an idiom that brings bright lights to mind. To be in the spotlight. All about attention.
It really is. To be in the spotlight, an idiom meaning to be the center of attention.
The main focus.
Right. And the nuance here is that it captures being the focal point, often with a sense of performance, maybe pressure or prominence. It's more intense than just being noticed.
Yeah, noticed feels passive,
Mhm.
spotlight feels active, like you're on.
Exactly. All eyes are on you. There's often an expectation. Think about work. As the lead presenter for the new project, he truly thrives when he's in the spotlight, commanding everyone's attention.
Some people love that energy, others not so much.
Absolutely. It really depends on personality, which leads to a good personal question. Do you enjoy being in the spotlight or prefer staying in the background?
How might someone answer that?
A very honest, relatable answer is, I enjoy it when I'm confident in what I'm doing, like giving a presentation on a topic I've mastered, but otherwise I tend to get quite nervous. It shows it's situational for many people.
That makes sense. Confidence is key there. Okay, let's talk about pitfalls, things we do unintentionally that cause problems. That brings us to fall into a trap of doing something. Let's focus on over-preparing.
Right. Fall into a trap of doing something. This idiom, or phrasal verb structure, means to unintentionally start doing something that's actually unhelpful or problematic.
Unintentionally is key.
Yes. The nuance highlights an undesirable pattern, often one you slip into without realizing. It's like stumbling into a hidden pitfall, not making a deliberate bad choice. It's about a habit forming.
Yeah, you think you're doing the right thing, like preparing more, but it backfires.
Exactly. A common example. Many new speakers fall into the trap of overloading their slides with too much text,
Yes, death by PowerPoint.
which can overwhelm the audience. Good intentions, bad result.
I've all seen it.
And personally, if asked, have you ever fallen into the trap of over-preparing? A very common experience is, Yes, I often fall into the trap of rehearsing so much for presentations that I sound robotic and unnatural.
Oh, the robotic delivery.
During the actual delivery, it kills the connection.
So true. Finding that balance is crucial.
Okay.
Okay, final paraphrases. These are related but subtly different and really important for understanding impressions. To come across as adjective versus to be perceived as adjective.
Yes, this is a great pair. Easy to mix up, but the difference matters. Let's start with to come across as adjective. This is a phrasal verb. It means to seem or appear to others in a particular way, the key nuance. It's usually about the immediate impression.
First impression, kind of.
Often, yes. Based on your behavior right then, your tone, your mannerisms, how your actions and words are interpreted in that moment or in an initial encounter.
Got it. Like that instant vibe you give off.
Mhm.
For example, despite his quiet demeanor, he always comes across as sincere when he speaks, making colleagues trust his opinions. Even if he's not loud, that sincerity is the immediate takeaway.
Precisely. It's that initial interpretation. Or think about this common scenario. Has someone ever come across as arrogant, even if they didn't mean to?
Yeah.
A good example is, yes, my manager is actually very kind, but sometimes she comes across as too strict because of her very direct communication style. The style creates an immediate impression different from her intention.
That's a perfect example of that disconnect.
Yeah.
Okay, so this come across as, how does to be perceived as adjective differ?
Right. To be perceived as adjective is a collocation. It also means how others see or interpret someone. But the subtle difference is that to be perceived as often refers to a more established understanding.
Ah, more long-term.
Yes, or a deeper interpretation of someone's character or reputation built up over time in multiple interactions. It suggests a more settled, consistent view or judgment.
Okay, so less about the immediate moment, more about the overall picture.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah,
She was perceived as confident and knowledgeable by everyone who worked with her. This suggests a consistent impression built over many interactions, her general reputation.
So come across as is the snapshot.
Mhm.
Be perceived as is the developed reputation. Subtle but really useful distinction. Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a lot of great detail. Are you ready to put your understanding to the test?
Let's do it.
It's quiz time. Let's see how well you've grasped these superb phrases. Question 1. In this deep dive, to loosen up most nearly means to. Option A, become less tense and more at ease in a social situation, relaxing into the moment. Option B, prepare light small talk beforehand to avoid awkward pauses, steering chat with easy prompts. Option C, shift attention to others to reduce pressure on yourself, speaking only when addressed directly. Feel free to pause the deep dive here if you need a moment to think about that one.
Okay, the correct answer is option A.
Right.
Yes, to listen up is all about becoming less tense and more at ease. Remember that focus on the transition from tense to relaxed, like how a joke can help you loosen up.
Got it. Question 2. Saying a remark was off the cuff most nearly means it was. Option A, phrased casually after mentally rehearsing ideas, softening the tone to stay polite overall. Option B, spoken spontaneously without preparation or notes, responding naturally to whatever came up. Option C, kept brief and direct to avoid confusion, limiting detail to the main point at hand. Pause if you need to ponder this one. Take your time.
All right, the answer here is option B.
B, spontaneous.
Exactly. Off the cuff means completely spontaneous, zero preparation. Like when those presentation slides froze and speaking off the cuff actually worked out better because it was natural.
Right. Question 3. Here, to hold back in a meeting most nearly means to. Option A, wait for a better agenda item before speaking, prioritizing time for senior colleagues first. Option B, summarize others' comments rather than adding your own, keeping discussion orderly and concise. Option C, hesitate to share your views fully because of caution or fear of judgment overall. Okay, have a think. Pause if you need to.
The correct choice is option C.
C, hesitation.
Yes, to hold back means hesitating to share fully, often involving that conscious decision driven by caution or fear, like fearing judgment from others in the room.
Makes sense. Question 4. Moving on. To tie it all together, at the end of a talk most nearly means to. Option A, connect earlier points into a clear whole and finish with a unifying conclusion or image. Option B, recap each slide verbatim to ensure accuracy, leaving interpretation entirely to the audience. Option C, pivot to a fresh topic that energizes the room, saving conclusions for written follow-up later. Feel free to pause before you decide on this one.
The answer is option A.
Option A.
Tying it all together is about that synthesis connecting points into a clear, unified whole. Remember using a powerful metaphor or story to make the main idea stick. That's tying it all together.
Great reminder. Question 5. To make a lasting impression most nearly means to. Option A, win quick approval in the moment, even if the effect fades soon after the event. Option B, be remembered for a long time because the impact endures well beyond the encounter. Option C, seem authoritative at first glance by front-loading credentials and technical terminology. You can pause now if you need a moment to think.
Okay, the correct answer here is option B.
B, long-lasting.
Exactly. To make a lasting impression means being remembered long-term because the impact endures. Think about that teacher who made students feel seen. That's a lasting impression.
Definitely. Okay, almost there. Question 6. Being in the spotlight most nearly means to. Option A, coordinate behind the scenes so others can present smoothly without noticeable hiccups on stage. Option B, monitor audience reactions discreetly while guiding discussion from the edges of the room. Option C, be the center of attention with people focusing primarily on you and your actions. Pause for thought if you like on number 6.
The answer is option C.
C, center of attention.
Spot on. Being in the spotlight means you are the center of attention, the main focus, like that presenter who thrives on commanding the room's attention.
Got it. Question 7. Fall into the trap of over-preparing most nearly means to. Option A, unintentionally adopt an unhelpful habit like rehearsing so much that delivery becomes stiff. Option B, deliberately practice intentively to ensure precision, accepting a slightly formal tone on stage. Option C, avoid rehearsal to keep spontaneity high, risking minor errors for a more natural performance. Take a moment to consider this trap. Pause if needed. The answer is option A. Option A. Fall into the trap means unintentionally adopting a problematic habit, that unwitting pitfall, like rehearsing so much you sound robotic and unnatural.
The dreaded robot voice.
Yeah.
Okay, final question. Number 8. To come across as confident most nearly means to. Option A, convince people through data alone while minimizing eye contact and gestures during delivery. Option B, seem or appear to others to be confident based on your tone and behavior. Option C, feel genuinely confident inside, even if your outward manner seems hesitant to observers. Last chance to pause and lock in your answer.
And final answer is option B.
B, seem or appear. Correct. To come across as confident is about how you seem or appear in that moment, based on your immediate behavior and tone. Remember the manager who came across as strict due to her style, even if she was kind? It's about that immediate perception. Really mastering these kinds of nuanced phrases, understanding the subtle differences. It's a huge step up in your English communication.
It really is.
It lets you express yourself much more precisely, say exactly what you intend, and also understand others better, picking up on those finer layers of meaning. It's moving beyond just functional vocabulary to, superbly said English.
That's spot on. It adds real depth and artistry to how you communicate. So our challenge to you listening is this. Start noticing these phrases. Pay attention in conversations, movies, books. How do people use them? How do these subtle choices create impact and shape how people are perceived? And maybe think, what other subtle ways do people express themselves that we might be missing out on?
Great thought to leave on.
Keep exploring, keep listening, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.